When I started doing Pennies from Heaven, when I was writing the show, and at first the story was going to be a more of a fantasy of what really happened. And the 2 days before the show was going to debut, I had an epiphany, and I knew that I had to tell the truth of what really happened, and how it happened is part of the mixed media. So when I was going through my my spiritual awakening, that's what I call it now. And just like in the show when I said that they came to me, that's exactly what happened. It's a door that opened that stays open now, and I'm very, very blessed that it did, because I get a chance to meet all these different people from so many different time periods. They come and they tell me their story. And when I was going through my spiritual awakening, when I was home and I couldn't come out, I was too damaged, I was too broken, they came and they held my hand and they talked to me. And they told me the stories. And as they did, I began to heal. And I painted them. And since they're so real, see, they're real people to me. So why wouldn't I put real fabric and real jewelry and put them in an environment that's real? Because I wanted everyone else to see them to the best of my ability, the way I see them, the way I still see them. So that's how all the fabric and jewelry, how that came about. And still does. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, you know the best thing about it? The best thing is they always tell me something. They always tell me something that I didn't know. Like, I was like, oh, that's not true. And then after I paint the picture, after it's done, I Google it, and I find out that what they told me was really true. A quick example of that would be, a gentleman that's introducing himself to me as we speak. And he's a cowboy. And he told me the story of how his grandfather, right after the Civil War, wanted to change. And so he wanted to relocate to, well, he didn't know where he wanted to go, really. But he winds up in Texas. Well, he winds up in Texas. And in Texas, well, what happened was he's going, he's on horseback and he's going through the plains or whatever. And then he sees this mountain in the far distance. As he goes closer and closer to the mountain is actually calling him. This is what he tells me it happened to his grandfather. So he goes closer and closer to the mountain, and he's thinking, well, a lot of people have been changing, resettling, so he knows that land has to be gone. Somebody already claimed it. But no, he gets to the top of the mountain, and it's still available. So he stakes his claim, and he climbs up there, and the mountain is talking to him really deep, and it's a woman's voice. And she tells him, oh, if you honor me, I will take care of you and all your descendants. Well, I'm going into this whole long thing, but he told me anyway. The point is, I never knew that it snowed in Texas. I had no idea. I'm thinking it's Texas, it's dry, it's cowboy stuff, I don't know. And so when I started, usually I won't look at it until after the painting's done, but I couldn't help it, I was so curious. So I went and Googled it, and I actually saw the valley with the snow exactly how he showed me. There was a picture of it. It's a national park now in Texas. That's wacky, huh? I know. And there's numerous others. Wow. With Village Princess. When I did hers, the village that she is in charge of, when I finished that painting, and I had to actually build the huts, that's what she told me, I wanted to show it. And I took pieces of wood and I stripped them down into like toothpick size. And I actually built the huts. So all the huts in the painting are real. Well, a gentleman from Cameroon saw the painting and he started to cry. And he looked at me and he said, you were in my village. And I was like, no, I've never been to Africa. He said, yes, you have. You were there. There's no way you could have done this. The only way you would have been able to recreate this is if you've seen it yourself. Those are the affirmations that make this so rich and so wonderful. Because how does that happen? I just don't understand still how it happens, but maybe it's not important for me to know. Well, what is mixed media? Well, I've had to learn what that terminology really is because I had no idea. I just did what felt right for me. Honestly, that's what I tell my students too. I show them the techniques. I show them what is they're supposed to do, and then as soon as we're done with the lesson, I say, okay, take all that knowledge and then make it your own. So I want them to recreate it in their way. So mixed media to me is using everything, which means using every medium possible at the same time, using everything that you have in front of you. So that's really the meaning behind it, my own personal meaning. And that's part of my own philosophy as well. I think everybody should redefine their own terms and make life as rich for themselves as possible. Of course, understanding what the word really means so you can make it truly your own.